So for this lesson, we're going to animate some elements in Photoshop to create sort of a video bumper. A bumper shows the branding of whoever's creating the video. It's a short little clip that shows at the beginning or end of a video. Right here we have an example of a design and visual bumper that I did quickly. And we got some elements sliding in. These are just shapes and a logo from Illustrator and some type. So this is what we're going to create right now. So we're going to start with a new document, and we're going to do 1920 by 1080 under Film and Video, Create. Now we're going to bring in the Design and Visual logo as a smart object. So we have to have it open in Illustrator first. We're going to select it, Command-C to copy, and we're going to paste it right into Photoshop as a smart object. And you can resize it to whatever size you're going to use it. Name it logo. Now the background, we're going to add some sort of color. And now I'm going to click Create Video Timeline. And you're going to see our logo. If we hit this little arrow next to the word logo, it has three options for animation: as position, opacity, and style. So let's look at those individually. So I'm going to drag this. I'm going to drag my logo to the left for a minute, and I'm going to click this little stopwatch next to the word position. That's going to start my animation. So it adds a keyframe. Wherever there's a keyframe, it kind of defines a change. Then I'm going to drag my playhead out. This blue little button is the playhead that you can scrub through your video. So I'm going to drag it out to 15, let's do 10 frames. Now I'm going to just move my logo. You'll see it when I finish moving it, it automatically adds another keyframe. So if I scrub through, now we see this in motion. Now, opacity. Actually, we'll do style first. So style, you should be familiar with that. It's the layer styles. So if I give this layer a drop shadow and maybe a stroke pink, it's not going to work. Let's try, I don't know. Let's do something we can see though. Let's do blue, even though it doesn't go with our color scheme. So I'm going to click on the start button and drag out here. And I'm going to shut these effects off. Let's see if that does it. So yeah, now they fade off as it scrolls over. I probably want them to fade on though. So let me reverse that. So I'm going to go to my second keyframe, turn these on, go to my first keyframe, shut them off. Let's see how that looks. It's really fast, so we're going to slow this down and drag these keyframes out. Let's do 25 frames. I'm going to shorten this timeline. So I'm going to click over here on the right, drag this over. Let's see how this looks. All right. So now we got position and we got styles fading in. Now let's do the opacity. So I'm going to drag my playhead to the beginning, click the stopwatch, and on this layer I'm going to make it 0 opacity, drag my playhead out to 25 frames, make it 100, and it'll add a transparency effect as well. So those are the three things we can sort of animate when it's a vector smart object. But let's see what happens. I'm going to back up and get rid of these animations. See what happens if we convert this to a regular smart object. So we're going to right click on this, convert to smart object, create video timeline, open this up. Now you see we have transform here. So we can edit we can do transform effects and have them animate. So let's try that. So transform is Command-T, so you can warp it, you can shrink it, things like that. So first I want it to shoot towards us. So I'm going to hit Command-T, and I'm going to hold down Option and resize this to the center. hit return. Now I'm going to click my stopwatch for transform, drag it out to about 25 frames, hit Command T again, and holding down Option, drag it out. And when I hit return, it adds another keyframe. So we have our transformation, so that's looking good. We could add opacity if we wanted to fade in as well. So with the playhead all the way at the beginning, we can click that, make it 0, drag it out to the 25 frames, make it 100, and it'll fade in as it shoots towards us. So that looks pretty cool. I'm going to shorten this timeline. So let's test it. I'm going to hit the play button. So that looks pretty good. Now we're going to add some type to this. So I want the type, I'm going to drag the playhead to where I want the type to kind of start coming in. So I'm going to do it right there. Grab my type tool, type design and visual communications, and make it black. Matches our theme here. Make it a little bigger. All right. Let's make it say a design and visual communications production. All right. So I'll make this match our timeline here. So this is just going to appear right now, but I want it to fade in. So we're going to open up the little arrow, click the opacity stopwatch, make the opacity 0, drag it out, and make this 100. I don't know if that's going to look good. Let's see. It's all right. I think I want to move this down. Let's see if I can just move this down. I don't know why we're getting that little wiggle in our logo, but it's looking okay. Maybe when we render it, that'll go away. So this is our little bumper. So when we're ready to render it, we go to the hamburger menu, render video, save it out as an MP4, and you can put this into your Premiere project or whatever video editing software you're using. And that's it.